Hello, good people. Welcome to our show. Hello, bad people. Welcome to our show. Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome. Today we are going to discuss about $1 billion mind. How you can c- create such feeling. How you can set up your goals and achieve them. Especially today when we have AI. For me, it's a golden era. The first time that was when internet was appealed and someone who jumped the first on this field they got a lot. Today we have the second chance, and I use a lot AI. I increased my revenue results because of AI. I'm so excited to discuss more about automation and AI with Jalali Hartman. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on here again. And with that introduction, it makes me look like I've aged quite a bit, which I have, because starting and running internet businesses sounds fun on paper a lot of times, and it is not as always fun. But this is the reason that we're all here, I think, and the reason I'm here is the internet is like this, and I actually kind of date myself, like I wasn't even, they didn't even have internet in college. So that's what, because I remember some folks going over and starting to use this lab and send some emails. That was kind of about when I got introduced to it. But for me, I grew up in this small town in a very rural, and the internet was this thing where you could make $1 billion, right? It was suddenly unlimited sales, unlimited potential. And I think, you fast forward quite a few years and it's like, well, some of that is true. And there's a lot. And I think you mentioned this earlier, is like, this is the golden age of, for those that know how to leverage this channel, basically. So yeah, I wanted to go through, answer any questions, but just go through some of the things I'm seeing working, both from the AI generated content to, in general, like how are these machines crunching away at our information and how could we make a difference in that?
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, looking forward. I love learning such topics. AI and what I found, I can set up something new. I can test something new, experiment with AI every single day. And but I see another picture when people can lose jobs because of AI. And for me, they lose jobs because they didn't adapt to AI, because I only increase my results. I don't know what kind of future will be when probably Terminators will come to the place and kill all human beings. But we still have time, to adapt to AI, to use this tool in the smart way. And I think people lose jobs because not of AI. They lose jobs because of someone who adapted to AI and can replace them. So if you adapt and think how you can get more with AI, nobody can replace you. You have a lot of opportunities to grow. Jalal, you mentioned that you grew in rural area, small area. Can you tell how, for someone who probably can live in small town villages, I don't know, it's such places, how to go ahead, what to do from your experience, when you have such obstacles, small resources or zero resource, what to do?
Yeah, no, it's very daunting, and I don't want to indicate that everything I've done has been successful by any means. So that's the first thing, is if you have this vision of getting out of the spot you're in to another spot, like, expect it's going to be a little bit painful and you're going to fail. So, like, just get used to that. Some of the failures I've had have been embarrassing. Some I shouldn't have failed and I did. Some of it was absolutely my fault. Most of it was my fault. Occasionally you get market problems and employee problems and different things. But yeah, so I grew up in a very tiny town in northeast United States, in a little town called Derby Line, Vermont, which was right on the Canadian border, and that was about all that was there. And there was one factory in our town, and they made screwdrivers and tools and different things. And every day, most of the people from the town went down to the factory and worked at the factory, and then every day at 4 p.m. they were done. And I remember riding my bike there thinking, there has to be something different that I can do. I want to travel, and I want to, you know, be free from a desk or a location. And that's what got me interested in the internet early on. When I first heard about that, I thought, surely this is something where you could just make money anywhere. Really, that's all I was thinking. A lot of us are on here is like, just, oh, I want to be skiing with my friends while making money right after college. And that's really kind of what drove it. But now, fast forward, like you said, we're in this golden era. If there's people here, there's probably a couple different types of groups of people that will watch this. One is they're just starting out. So I just want to kind of address that, like just starting out. And the first thing I would say is forget about the internet part. You need to come up with a product or service that you're just really good at and are really passionate about. Avoid the trap of like finding a product that, oh, that would work if I just drop sold it, or get, because you need to have some expertise. It's gonna be a long haul, and you got to kind of be interested. I don't know about you, Anatoly, but I would next I would go and I would spin up a Shopify store. Not to pitch Shopify, but it's a pretty easy platform. Get my product loaded in there, and then it doesn't matter what kind of business you're doing from there. You're just basically setting up some funnels. And by funnel, I mean you have traffic on one end, and you have a series of steps you're trying to get people to take when they buy. Those are the two things that you have control over, right, as a marketer. So and I think that's where I would kind of pause. So I'd get my idea, and it'd be really, I'd really think a lot by my idea. I might go and ask my friends about it. Hey, like, is this a burning, like, would this be something you would buy? Is this a burning need that you have? Or is it just some idea that I like that I'm hoping that everybody else likes? So kind of do some work up front with that. And then it's just, you've got to learn these skills of funnel optimization and traffic generation, which sounds like a lot if you're not doing it. Some of you already on here like probably do it in your sleep, but there's a lot of resources. And I think we could probably post some links and things for maybe you probably have some other podcasts where you learn about the basics of SEO or the basics of paid search or social media. And then the basics of what happens when someone comes to a website and how can I look at my analytics and how can I optimize based on that. So that's where I would start. I've started this year about 4 different, or I've been on the board of or started about 4 different companies, each in e-commerce. And I'm kind of assuming like most of those won't work, right? Like we'll probably get one that will work and that'll be good. They're fun, but it's like you always have this dream. So anyway, yeah, so that'll get you started. I like talking about the scale as well. Did that kind of answer your question, Anatoly?
Yeah, of course, 100%. You remind me our first episode when you shared a lot of valuable insights about AI impact. So valuable. So, guys, if you want to learn more about that, you can listen to this episode as well because I got new insights, and right now I couldn't agree more with you about focusing. For example, my brothers ask me to help them to create content about accounting. I don't know what accounting means. Of course, I know this word, but I'm not the expert on this topic. I'm not professional, and I tried to play with ChatGPT, and I couldn't create any valuable, only generic information. That is why it's important to focus in one specific direction. So, if you ask me to create content about SEO or digital marketing, by the way, you don't need to ask me. I do it every single day, because it's my topic. I can learn about that. I have experience. I can create great content about SEO, digital marketing, related topics. But I'm so bad with weight loss, with accounting, because it's not my direction. And today, I think it's even better to pay attention to specific direction to become the best, and think how AI can help you with that, how you can go ahead. So let's talk about uh, finding ideas. For example, I think in marketing, all marketers adapted to AI. I don't know, probably not all, but almost everyone. 99.99% adapted to AI. But in accounting, I don't know who adopted. I spoke with a few great experts who earn good money, real big money, but they don't use AI. They even don't think how to adapt to AI. And when I ask them why, they reply to me, nothing changed for 20 years. 20 years on this niche. It's the same calculation. Microsoft, Costpoint, other software, QuickBooks, nothing special. So for 20 years, accounting can spend time to calculate all this data without AI. And even today, when we have this AI tools, they don't adapt. I think in the future, it will be hard to compete with someone who will adapt to AI. And for me, it's better to do it today when you can, but it will be hard tomorrow. Jalali, can you tell how to adapt to AI for someone who is not familiar with that? Okay, they have experience, know the topic,
Yeah.
earn good money, but have no idea how to use AI.
Right. So yeah, that's great, and it's really interesting your story because about SEO. I want to come back to the SEO for a second because
Yeah.
it's very relevant to AI. But the first thing is let's just quickly cut through the hype here. There's a couple different things that you're going to hear a lot about: the Chat GPTs, that's an AI that generates text, or you ask it something and it gives you all kinds of content that you can use. I think the thing that you touched on is it pumps out the same generic content for pretty much everybody. So you still need to be a human, and you need to know how to prompt it and feed it and get the stuff back that you need. The other one would be like AI generated videos or imagery, right? So that is great. It can give me an image and give me video. I had a recent one of our projects, a recent thing where the AI generated video did better than the one that we sent a TV crew out to film and edit and cut for months. It took like about a month of them doing that versus about 20 minutes, right? So you kind of get an idea where that's going. But I want to go back to the SEO because that's actually why I like this podcast. SEO, so SEO optimization, and if you're on here, you're a digital marketer or you've been doing SEO for a while, you are the original AI experts. And let me just kind of say why I mean that. I had an interesting journey where I started in SEO in digital marketing back in like 2000, 1999, when it was first starting, and Yahoo stores and all these different things. You really could make a huge difference by making small changes, right? Then I got into hardware, software, voice, self-driving, all these autonomous systems, which is really fun and really interesting. And they use kind of similar concepts. But the issue is that the money is actually in the digital marketing. Right? The digital marketers are the first wave of early adopters, people actually using and making money with AI. Right? And that's actually pretty hard to find if you get into robotics or any kind of other thing. There's a lot of very cool things to look at, and we are getting efficiencies and different machines taking the place of humans and so on. But it's really SEO. And the reason that it is because this is the key. If you want to be good at AI, the same way that you are changing the way you signal to Google or Bing is very similar to the way you change and signal to any of these big AI platforms, right? It's small incremental changes. It's understanding what's important to them, to the machine. It's making sure that you're sending that machine clean, clear data in the right way that you want it to understand. A lot of these things I see people coming with SEO and they're very complicated approaches. Really, you just need to feed that engine the right information in the right way. I can give you like a real simple example if anybody wants to do it. I don't know if you want to we can pull up a screen or put a website in
Yeah,
here.
yeah, sure. But explain to audio listeners as well.
Yeah. So this is let me just see. I'm gonna take I don't have, okay, I'm gonna share my screen. 1 second.
Yeah, you can click present and share
Okay.
screen.
So this is like a real quick thing. Everybody's, so let's say you're okay, you're thinking about how can I leverage AI? So I'm going to go here. This is a real simple thing. Might not make sense to you at first. I'm going to go, okay, so Google site speed page. So let's say I have a website. I'll just put in one of my websites in here so we can see. Let's say I want to really leverage AI. The tendency is to go out, I'm going to like get on Chat GPT and I'm going to create a whole bunch of content. And of course, their thing isn't working on our development, on our presentation. But actually what's happening is we are already sending all kinds of signals to AI machines that have huge impacts on our business. You mentioned accounting. True, accounting hasn't been quite as AI'd out as the rest of it. But from a website perspective, we're in our metadata, we're telling the machines what our website's about. In our social media interactions, we're saying whether we're important or not. This is one I'm trying to pull up just in our Google gives us a tool to tell us how do they view our website in terms of speed. They want us, Google has a simple, they just want to provide good results, right? Fast results that load right and look good and are easy to click on, right? So if at a very core, we're trying to do SEO, which is in essence a big AI algorithm, and we have a junky site that hasn't been updated for a while and isn't performing right, then we're sending these signals saying we're trying to get good rankings, but you're not understanding how the machine is reading this. And that's speed is a big thing. So let's just say an example is get out of the mindset of let's create a bunch of content with ChatGPT, which you should be doing that. And we could look at how to do that if you want, but it's more of just understanding you're already in this big AI environment that has huge implications, whether it's your YouTube video getting interaction up front and getting into the YouTube algorithms or Google search or your Google AdWords. The most common AI mistake I see when you go into a company is the Google AdWords conversion goals are not set up correctly. So think about you're spending all this money, but you're not telling this AI what is a success. Right, so the AI is just spinning and trying to figure it out, and you probably have a bunch of meetings, and you change your creative, and you change your landing page, and you do all these things. But that is just a big machine that just wants to know when it did a good job, right? And so it can do a better job the next time. And that's how we need to kind of think. So we're already in an AI world. If you're in digital marketing, it's happening, like you said. If you're not aware of it, you are going to be out of a job soon. If you, on the other hand, it's the best opportunity in my whole career that I've ever seen to get good at understanding what's going on with these machines and how does it impact traffic and conversion, and get really good so you become like an operator, right?
Yeah.
You are going to be doing the same things, but you can control and pull the right strings, and that's I think what we want to talk about and learn about as you get kind of into your career.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, valuable. I agree. I think today we have a new job, prompt expert. So operator, prompt expert can set up the right prompts and can edit results, because if you have no experience, you can't use even best practices, anything. Without experience, it's almost impossible. And I never use best practices. I tried, but I found so much personalization during the process. I can ask a lot of new questions to get different replies. I can edit to play with this tool. Sometimes I can quit the chat, open new chat, and start from scratch because I can explain to AI what I want to get. So that's okay. It's part of the process, but it saves so much time, a lot of time. And
Can
can
I
you?
ask you a question? Have you seen good SEO results with ChatGPT content?
Yes,
So just
of course.
pure GPT, all right? So
Yeah.
I think that's a key point. If you want to explain, like, what do you do? What did you do exactly? And like, how are you getting traffic growth using that ChatGPT?
Oh, I use a lot, and I use for PR, for link building. For
Okay.
example, we got mentions on CNN, Business Insider, Investing.com, Dow Jones, Market Watch, many big websites by using PR, and we created content with ChatGPT. So I didn't ask
When you get
ChatGPT.
ChatGPT content listed on those big engines, it's just
Uh, Yeah, I mean, like, it's not like to ask, please, ChatGPT to write me press release to earn a bunch of links. No, we write a bad copy, but collect data themselves. Then we can set up prompts, play with tool, and create great content by having this data. I can't rely on ChatGPT to collect data. We do it themselves. We get great SEO results with AI written content. Of course, we edit a lot. We edit, and my best approach to write a bad copy. So I'm terrible writer. If you ask me to write great text, I can't, because I'm terrible writer. It's not my strong side, but I know what I want to get, so I can collect data. I'm good with collecting data. I can spend time online. We use a lot from personal experience. We cooperate with great experts. Then we collect data, edit content on ChatGPT to set up prompts, in conversational tone, and yeah, we get a lot of SEO traffic. And even some content, for example, I check some content with AI detectors. These detectors can show it's AI written. Google doesn't care about that. Google cares about quality. Google, Bing as well. Don't you think that if AI detectors can tell you it's AI written, okay, who cares? It's AI written or not? People need quality. Google needs quality. So
That's
if you can create with AI valuable something new, unique content, then don't care about detectors. You can care about that if you play or hire some copywriters, want to check them. I'm not sure about the quality. Yeah, you can analyze like uniqueness. But if you know that you did it yourself, if it's your job, if you trust your writers, then you don't care about AI detectors. Just do your job, and yeah, Google ranks well this content if it's quality.
That's amazing. That's one of the coolest things I've seen. I've done some experiments with Google and ChatGPT,
Mhm.
but kind of just to like recap, like what you're saying is the computer's content is actually, even though the Google knows it's written by another computer, is still serving it because it's just a good result, right? It's a great
Mm.
result. So that's amazing. I don't know where that's going to go. Because obviously you could create a website that has
I think Google cares about something new. For example, if you hire writers who rewrite your content manually, but if people can find the same content, then it doesn't work. It's not like to write in other words, to rephrase, to change the structure. It doesn't work. You can't beat original copy. It's like, for example, when I ask my friends about a new movie, I often get reply, nothing special. The same plot. I watch a lot of similar movies. So I'm not interested to watch this movie. I think users are the same. They can find some content online on Google, on many resources. But if you rephrase this content, provide the same, but written in different words, it doesn't work. But if you provide something new, valuable, even written by AI, nobody cares. Everyone wants to get value. So yeah, I think collecting data and editing with ChatGPT works perfectly fine.
So let me tell you a tactic I use. You're an SEO expert. So I
Mhm.
was trying to get search traffic for the term Raspberry Pi. So the
Mhm.
little like IoT computers. So I know a lot about Raspberry Pi, like you're talking about all these different experiments you can do and how to get on, how to develop them. So I took this framework that I understand and made a framework of content, and then I used ChatGPT to basically develop out the content. So if I just had said, ChatGPT, write me a blog post about Raspberry Pi, there's nothing original. But since it's an area I know something about, and then I'm able to guide the output. That gives me many times better quality and quantity of basically blog posts or whatever I need. So I think that's where that's a metaphor for how we're interacting with AI in general. Like we need to understand high level what's going on and how to feed it, and then what to do with the results.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Uh, I want to ask about automation. We touched AI, but can you tell about automation? Because people are looking for ways how to save money. I always do it. I'm so lazy, to do some job manually. And if I use automation, yeah, it makes me happy because I can make a lot more things, creative things. And I often, in my team, I have many virtual assistants. And the last time I started to hire them a lot because when you do some job manually all the time, it's boring. I don't like it really, but I know some people are good with that. If it makes them happy, that's okay, So that is why I usually hire them in my team. So tell your tips about automation, how to use automation and AI.
Yeah, so automation, and we all on this call we've probably all done like large spreadsheets, different things where you're just
Yeah.
copying things over and over. My sister's name was Anna, and we used to call it automation because we just give her a task that she'd spend hours on. It's just like hey, sit over here and reformat all this stuff. So kind of the key to, and the reason that I am so involved in automation now is that is how you feed the machine at a scale, right?
Mm-hmm.
A human, it's very hard for a human to work with a lot of data, like, at a scale that a computer can. So when you're setting up your framework, like, how am I going to use these technologies to grow my business? You have to have that live flow of information, whether it's, hey, orders are flowing over here, or hey, we got feedback from this product over here, or it has to be an automated system. So a lot of times you go into, let's say if you're listening from a larger organization, it almost feels like insurmountable. How are you going to like politically or logistically get things automated, right? It's like you've got these old systems, people are emailing reports around. Like, it's just, how do you get to that point? And you're going to run up to things like, well, we don't have the dev resources to build this complicated thing, or we can't, it's just like that's happening all around. So don't feel bad. It's called the digitization gap, where there's just not enough people and not enough time to like suddenly get everything upgraded. So I look at tools. I do a lot with Google Sheets. I do a lot with Zapier. Anywhere, Zapier is an amazing kind of product. I'm not promoting them, or I don't have any like connection to them, but just kind of think about it. It's like one tool where they took all these other platforms that you can kind of just one quick connect them all together, right? So when I was coming up in the industry, it's like that might be a 6-month integration to do an API with someone. So okay, well, we want to partner with QuickBooks over here. We want our data to go into QuickBooks, but like, no, it didn't exist. So we'd make a big dev effort to do it. We'd get on conference calls with them and that kind of thing. Right now, it's just one click automation. Data should be able to go back and forth. And this is my challenge for y'all as marketers. If your data can't go back and forth, you don't have it in a model that's clean enough to kind of manage it, right? Like, if you have your customers are all segmented and nested together, or you have data in different spots, right? That's not only a problem internally for your automation, but it's also a problem for the AI. The engines want clean, like easy to coordinate, collate, and kind of understand data about your business. So if you do nothing else, you want to start on that effort today. Like, what do we have for information? How do we get it cleaned up, organized? How are we going to work with this? How can we avoid humans in the middle of some of this stuff?
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Automation is great, but can you tell how to analyze results at scale? Okay, if I use automation, it saves so much time, but some errors can appeal, because of automation. You can't control the process. So tell your methods how to minimize the number of errors, and to get accurate results.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It's a lot of times you get on these automation pushes and you end up with just more information than you had. It's like you're just drowning in information, but you still can't tell. I spent $5 to make $50, right? Like, so that's the most common thing is like you're just trying to understand what's going on. Your analysts and your people are giving you more reports to look at, or your SEO guy is giving you a chart that looks like it's looking good, but you can't really tell how it ties together. So again, it goes down to, in this new golden era that you're talking about, we have to make decisions on what is important data, what are the key things that we need to know about our business, and then what are the key things we need to signal to the engines, right? That's as important as our board members. We're telling our board member how our revenue is going. We need to tell this engine how our landing page is working, right? It's like we're trying to get these machines to help us, but we don't. So my biggest advice is, if you're unclear and you're jumbling spreadsheets, I would kill all of that. I would delete it. Don't delete it, because you probably need it for your board meeting. But like, let's get your team together. Everyone that's involved with the data, let's get one central cloud-based file that is every key metric that you need. And if you can't fit it in something that's easy to understand, you need to go back and refine your model. Like, you're trying to capture too much information and deal with too much. I guarantee you can get that business down to a few variables, and I guarantee you can get a live dashboard of what's going on. That would be your first thing. And then you're going to have a situation where all your systems aren't talking. That's where you need to think, okay, how can we get these systems talking better? Is it new systems? Is it something like Zapier? But I know it's a lot of info, but that's, again, my message is always like, simplify. AI is nothing new. It's just there's a lot of hype and a lot of everybody's excited about it, but it's like it's how you feed it that matters. It's not the machines will take care of themselves. It's like you don't have to understand even what's going on, right? You just have to understand. I give it this and I get this.
Yeah, nice, awesome. I love it. Um, I wanna ask about you. In the previous episode, we chatted a lot about AI. We do it now, but I want to know about your schedule, your discipline, consistency, because I have students in my network who are looking for ways how to grow, how to learn from scratch. And I usually consult big clients because really, guys, I have no time for everyone, so I skip a lot of propositions. I think it's okay. We share some valuable insights on this podcast. We can share on blog posts, but really have no time for everyone. But anyway, I want to help these people who often reach out to me to ask me questions, what to do, and how to be consistent. The main reason people give up, they want to get results fast. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to become an Instagram expert, influencer overnight, a
No.
LinkedIn expert. It takes time, and I know some uh, specialists can't get results for 10 years. You know, I think it's okay. You can make everything wrong for 5 years, but you can acquire experience. Experience is more important than anything else. And I know one YouTuber who got like a few million subscribers, and he told me he acquired this experience 15 years, and for 15 years he got like 5,000 subscribers. Today he has a few million subscribers, and he started to grow fast after getting this experience, after finding the way when YouTube short appeal. So he used this trend, to get results. So tell about your consistency, about your patience, and advise our audience how to be disciplined with getting results.
Oh, if I could go back in time, I've had probably 100 websites that I've owned, and I've let many of them expire, the domain names expire because I was like, this is not working, right? If I had all of those assets now, like I would be totally set for life, right? Just from the traffic from those websites that I had started back in the late 90s and so on. So that's my first message is yes, you're going to pay some domain fees. Yes, you're going to pay for your website hosting. Pick a topic you're good at, keep at it. Don't even worry about like, oh, if I got 10 subscribers or 0 subscribers, just keep putting it out there. Now, that's why you have to be interested in it, right? I cannot make a 10-year push about a topic I know nothing about or I'm not interested about, right? It's just, it has to be flow from you. The next thing that I think is just, you know, in terms of how to be successful, I admit I am obsessive about the numbers. I have multiple screens of Google Analytics live going on all the websites that I'm responsible for. I can tell what the source of the traffic is, where they're going as they flow through it. I'm going back through at the end of the day or the week or the month and saying, well, okay, what happened here in my funnel? How can I make adjustments? I'm constantly running A/B tests because I have a picture of what's going on. I can see, well, small change makes a big improvement. But yeah, it's a, the web wants to know that you're the best result, you're the best content, right? And so that sometimes means it's you've been around for a while and you've gotten some interaction and other people like you. So yeah, don't get discouraged again, but it's going to take about 10. I found with these web businesses to get from zero to like it's actually working, doing something. It takes about 10 times the effort I thought it was going to be, right? So I always think, oh, I'll be on a weekend, I'll start a new thing, or so a lot of times, but it's like that's not going to work like that. It's going to be you're going to get some initial results, and then you're going to have to really keep at it with the steady updates and tweaking, and probably spend some money, like on either content or traffic or both. So, I guess I have a question for you: is what if someone's just, let's say they just came into, let's say, a mid-sized organization, the boss is saying optimize SEO. What's the first couple things you do?
I usually prepare the plan, spend time with website, and if I'm not familiar with topic, then I started to learn about this topic. For example, when I got a big client about online games, I played a few days on these games. I just played. I didn't prepare anything. I need to understand uh, the game. I need to understand why people play on these games. So literally, I spent time playing these games. I got 16K, just to play these games. And I told my son, look at people pay me to play on these games. Uh, he replied to me, "You're lying. It's impossible. I play every single day. Nobody pays me." So yeah, but it's part of the game. You need to understand the product. If you don't understand the product, you can't be successful. So I spend time with the product. When you understand the product, then it's better to collect data about audience. um, you can learn the audience if you are familiar with product, if you're good with this product. You don't need to be expert, because experts spends year you know experts spend year to learn or develop some products, but you need to know how it works. Then collect data about users, customers, why they buy, what kind of pain points they have, and think how you can decide their problems. Then, when I know the audience, customers, I know the product, I'm looking for channels. And I often surprise my clients to tell them, no, you don't need SEO. Look at why you need SEO. Jump on this field. Why not? Look at it's a big opportunity. For example, even TikTok. On TikTok, you can get a lot of results today. Everything what you need to do just to create content to satisfy your audience. For example, for games, card games for adults, I advise to film Facebook Reels, because on Facebook Reels, it's adult audience, and it's not enough content on Facebook to satisfy this audience. So you can win organic reach. Of course, in most cases, I help with SEO, but it's not like to do what all competitors do. For a few big trading websites, we change everything, all approaches. Money was good, really good money, big money. But I told we don't need to compete with these billion-dollar companies. I have no idea how to overcome these billion-dollar companies. They have resources, a lot of resources. We found the way what these companies ignore and where the gap in market. So we spent time to find the gap. We created a lot of tools, forecast different crypto prices, currencies, and set up alerts to collect emails. Wow, it works well. It brings a lot of traffic, a lot of results, a lot of sales. And my main goal is to use what competitors ignore. It's not like to overcome them. If you ask me to film videos like Mr. Beast, I can't beat Mr. Beast. He's so good with video content. I have no idea how to do it. He spent so much time to learn about that. But yeah, I usually choose what Mr. Beast can ignore. So I did it the same with weight loss supplements. We cooperated with one client over 2 years, and all results in the top 10 from $1 billion companies, big companies, Shakeology, name them, real big companies. But we increased traffic from 100K to 700K because of finding what competitors ignore, what they don't do. Yeah, it's my main approach to learn product, to understand the audience, to find the marketing gap, something that competitors don't do, because all clients can show competitors and tell, I wanted their traffic. Okay, we can take it, but in different channels.
That's really interesting. Yeah, that's a it's it's sort of like if you want to pick away at a big competitor, find some niches that they don't have time to
Yeah.
focus and get really good at those niches, and they end up either then they have to compete with you or they have to buy it from you. Basically, is how it
uh,
happens.
yeah.
It's like early on, eBay was an example. eBay was not into golf, but golf was a huge. There was a lot of buying and selling of golf, right? So it's like there were a lot of golf startups that helped you sell on eBay, right?
Mhm.
And then eventually, one by one, eBay bought them all because like eBay, oh, golf isn't big enough for us right now. We want to be in whatever category was, gaming or whatever was big then. right? So that's really interesting. The other thing I just want to point out to everybody listening is that this is in fact, so you create tremendously good content, you have a good subscriber base, and now you're in a position where you're turning away people that need help from you, right? So it's like,
Uh, you know, I don't feel good about that. I really don't feel good because I wanna help everyone. I wanna, but I have no time. I have no time, and I often increase my consulting services. Yeah, because I have no time, and the last time I even pay more attention to clients where I have some part of revenue. So
yeah.
yeah, I got a few clients. I help
But
them.
I guess my point is you don't have the time because you've created good content and put the content out, right? It's like you've
Yeah,
created, and and it just comes naturally to you because it's what you're interested in, right? So and what you're good at. So that's what I think you're a good example of that. Is you're not trying to sell anybody SEO at the moment or your services even, but people are going to hear this and be like, well, he knows what he's talking about. Maybe we should call him, right? And
mhm,
that's the difference between trying to just create content that you're constantly selling. Like people in your network, in my network, will watch this and share it, right? Just
yeah,
because it's useful. And so I think that's when you're thinking about your new startup or your business, that's how to think about it is people need to know something or need some service or product. Like how can you, what are you good at that you could sell to them, right? It's not, I have an idea and I hope that I can then go find a market for it. It's you're already probably knowledgeable about something, and it could be very obscure. So I think anyway, this is an example of all that working. And then the way the AI kicks in, let's just say, is if everybody likes and shares it or says it's good, or there's a whole number of signals that you're going to send on this video, YouTube's algorithm will start to show it more, right? And
yeah.
so then the next thing, so that's how we can all like. It's a really be a good test. Like if you, I'm not saying go like and I think that's cheesy to go like and share or save this or whatever, subscribe.
Mhm.
But if you do that, you're going to see this video start to pop up, right? And that's because you're doing it. You're signaling the machine, hey, I like this, and that's kind of what this is about.
Yeah, the last time I started to stop worrying about subscribers, followers at all, because algorithms are so smart, and some channels get million views and they have no a lot of subscribers, followers,
Yeah.
uh, and for example, on YouTube, I don't subscribe to many great channels, but YouTube recommends these videos because YouTube knows that I like this content. If I subscribe and don't watch, it doesn't help. YouTube won't recommend this channel. So it's the same with all social media. Today we need to think more about sharing value, keeping audience longer, uh, about providing something new and to play with that. So yeah, it brings results. And about AI, oh, it's a golden era right now. It's the chance to adapt fast. I remember when I thought, okay, if a new channel appealed, I will jump. Appealed TikTok, but I found that it's not for me, and I usually ignore channels if I have no time or interest or I don't like to create content on this channel. I think TikTok is great, but it's not my channel, if and for example, many great experts like let's imagine Seth Godin or I don't know Stephen King. These guys don't film content on TikTok because they are good with writing. They can write great text. They don't need these channels. So I think it's a big mistake when companies extend to almost all channels. You can
Yeah.
stick with one channel and get great results. Of course, algorithms can change, but you need to collect emails. You need to find the way to adapt to new algorithms. Yeah, you can use to a few channels, but don't try to get everywhere to be everywhere. At least to hire experts who can do it. So yeah,
I agree 100%. Don't get very very good at one and very get your model down, because what you're trying to do is you're spreading your, let's say you have a thousand customers and they all come and like your channel. They're only going to do it on one of the channels at a time, right? So you're trying to tell the engines, hey, we're popular, but you're just trying to do it in too many places, and then you never get anywhere. Like I say, people say, which one should I be on? I'll be like, which one do you like best? Get very good at that one, and then maybe let's repost and reshare some of it on the other channels. But you're missing the point, like you said, is like these, you need to get that YouTube, just quality content. Even if you have 10 people that truly watch it, great. Build on those 10 people, go from there. It's an incredible amount of work, right? As you know, like it's not something, I know people that occasionally have gotten rich quick, right? Like they spin up something and next thing you know, it's viral. And that's not what happens, right? For most of us, it's
Yeah.
a long, slow, it's educating. And you talk about, so like, what is I'm not a perfect specimen. I have a lot of flaws. I was fortunate when I was younger to get some good mentors, and those mentors taught me things about like my schedule, my planning, my like focusing, my work, right? So every day I'm contributing to every project a small amount. Right now I have one pretty large project, but I'm just constantly signaling, saying, okay, one more little piece of content, one more backlink, one more, I'm going to check the conversion on this. I'm going to do this here. I'm going to change this alt tag, right? Because I'm just looking at all these signals and all these properties and saying, how can we make it better and better? So,
Yeah, love it, love it. Awesome. And I have my final question.
okay.
I asked this question before, so I am going to adapt to change a little bit. So, technologies are growing fast. AI can surprise every single day. I think it's only the beginning of this journey. So I'm not sure about the future, what kind of future will be, how it looks like, but I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm early adopter to everything. I'm trying to jump at anything that future brought. For example, marketers on TV and radio didn't lose their jobs. They adapted to digital, and today everyone can adapt to AI, to virtual reality, to anything that will bring in the future. I want to ask you, can you tell how you adapt to new technologies? I see when people procrastinate, and that's okay if something works, but anything you still need to find the time. You need to find the time to think how to adapt. Tell your methods. Technologies are growing, and what you do to adapt fast.
Yeah, no, it's really hard to keep up, and it's getting harder. So first of all, there's different personality types that are more adapt to like, or more likely to adopt something quickly. So you're probably an early adopter in a lot of cases. Like you want to try new technologies. It's okay if you're not totally like that, but you have to have somebody in your organization or a division in your organization that is doing that. That is free from the day to day. Like this is how we work now, and is looking at how we're going to work next. If you're not doing that, you don't have that in place. A lot of things, I don't know about the different countries, but like in the US, you can even deduct that expense. Like it's R&D credit. That's just, you can take it off of your profits, right? In a different way that's beneficial, but you've got to be doing the new things. And if that's not your personality or skill set, find that crazy college kid or somebody that's just in the know to tell you what's going on. I wish this is what we need. We need an AI that says, like, watch these 12 podcasts to learn everything you need to know, right? That's the problem. There's like so much good information, but it's like hard to know which is good, what's good and what's not. But yeah, it's all out there, all the information, and you shouldn't feel like you're behind. You can catch up very quickly, right? Because you don't have to know how to build these AI machines. You just need to know how to interact with them, right? You're not trying to write AI programs ever. I mean, some
Yeah,
of you may, but it's, you see what I'm saying? It's like, it's not that daunting. It's, you need to know how to press the buttons like the old factory workers in my town I grew up in, right? It's like, that's what you need to know how to do now. And it's not that hard, and just dig in there and start on it.
yeah. I think in the future we will have three companies. The first company will develop AI. The second company adapt and implement AI,
Yeah.
and the third company will be obsolete. Who can leave the trade? So I can't develop AI. I can't update this tool. I know these people are so smart, who can do it. Sam
Yeah.
Altman, many other great people, engineers, yeah, they make history. But I can implement AI to my projects if I think everyone can do it. Today, it's accessible to anyone. Just think how you can do it. Just spend time to play with this tool, even if you can't get great results. Jalali, it's a big pleasure to get in my show. I love it. So valuable. You always share this valuable insights. Awesome. Great. I recommend to anyone to follow Jalali on social media to keep learning from him. Tell the best way how to keep learning from you, how to reach out to you, how to follow you.
Yeah, if anybody wants to say, probably the best thing, connect on LinkedIn and just send me a message. After the last episode, I got a bunch of messages. I'm happy to answer questions, or if you're like trying to like just get what direction should I go, or what do you think about this? I'll do the best I can to kind of reply, but that's probably the easiest way.
Awesome.
Find
Awesome.
me on LinkedIn. Yep.
Great.
All right.
Great.
Great.
Yeah.
Have a great afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me on here again, Anton. And
Yeah,
we'll
big pleasure. Big pleasure. Yeah, you're so kind to share these valuable insights, these valuable bombs. So I need to think how to adapt to all your tips. Guys, you can find the link to LinkedIn account, to the website, um, kept companies. So you can find
you want
great
you want,
services.
you want to paste that in there for you? Here, you got it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I have the subsite. I'll add to the podcast episode so you can find in the links section. Okay, guys, thanks a lot and see you next time.
We'll see you. Thanks.